Hello, my friends. It's me again, Angela Marrow with Tips to Heal. Welcome. This video is about our need for salt. Yes, I said salt. We suffer from a lack of salt. Not sodium chloride, the table salt variety, earth salt. You've heard it called Pink Himalayan Salt, and maybe you've heard of Celtic salt. Tip number 7 is around salt, and it's simply think pink salt. Get it? Anyway, did you know that there could be no thoughts or actions without potassium and the sodium within salt? Real salt. Now, for those that may say, that salt is bad for you, hear me out. We've all been taught that. According to the Global Healing Center, the simple act of drinking water requires millions of instructions that come in the form of impulses. In the beginning, there is the thought. This thought is nothing but an electromagnetic frequency. In the salt, in this case, I'm talking about Pink Himalayan salt, is responsible for enabling this frequency to transmit frequency and commands to the muscles and the organs. Brain health is affected by fluid levels, and fluid levels are affected by sodium levels. Pink Himalayan salt, because of its composition, is like a power generator at the site of energy sources of the energy needed by our cells. It powers our bodies and our nervous systems. It's said to be 250 million years old. Found deep inside of the pristine Himalayan mountains, it's hand-mined, not refined like the table salt variety. It has been cultivated for many, many years. It has no toxins or pollutants that are found in your typical sea salt. It contains 84 minerals. Now, each element is found in the human body. These minerals are in their natural colloidal form, which enables them, that means that they're small enough for our cells to absorb them. You need less of it than you do table salt. Its healing properties are known in allopathic medicine, alternative medicine. Alchemists even consider salt the 5th element. There's water, there's earth, there's air, there's fire, and then there's salt, the 5th element. So why the warning? And why are many of you, or many of us, dictated to have sodium-free or low-sodium diets? Why is salt getting such a bad rap? I'm going to try to tell you. Regular table salt is a chemically processed poison. Sodium plus chloride. It's bleached, cleaned with chemicals, heated to over 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, stripping it of all of its minerals and actually removing them as impurities. The refining process involves the use of aluminum, ferrous cyanide, and bleach. The added iodine that they say we need, and we do, is synthetic. Our bodies can't absorb it. Not at all. The anti-caking ingredients that are used to keep it flowing prevents it also from being absorbed, which leads to buildup and deposits in our organs. The body will use valuable cellular water to try to offset each gram of this table salt consumed in order to neutralize the sodium chloride. Dehydration occurs, cells die. For every 0.035, and that's 0.992, that's less than a gram of sodium chloride that cannot be eliminated, the use of 23 times the amount of the cell water, or the cell water that's in there, that's needed to neutralize, this stuff. The result? Overly acidic edema, or excess fluid in the body tissue. The crystallized salt product, along with animal proteins that can't be broken down, they are bound together and they produce uric acid. This binds to the sodium chloride that is then deposited into the bones and the joints. What do you get? Rheumatism, arthritis, cellulite, gout, kidney and gallbladder stones, high blood pressure. Scripture break. In the scriptures, Luke 14:34 says, "Salt is good, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be seasoned?" And Matthew takes it a little bit further. It says that it's therefore good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden under the foot of men. Sounds like table salt. The brain, made up of about 75% water, is affected, as I said, by fluid levels. And the fluid levels are affected by sodium levels. I repeat that. Pink Himalayan salt contains minerals and electrolytes essential to the body. It actually extracts the acidity from the brain cells, returning it to its ideal pH alkalinity. Think about it this way. The ocean is a large body of salt water, with a natural pH around 8.1, which is slightly alkaline, just like the human body. If it rains, say a monsoon, this is extra water, and it causes the pH to drop, causing it to be more acidic. That's not good for the life forms that live there. The same for our bodies. Too much water, and we do hydrate, leads to what is called water intoxication. Water and sodium levels are out of balance. We are big on knowing how to hydrate, but just need to add a little salt. Real salt. We are 2/3 ocean. So here is a list of benefits. And there are many. These are known benefits of pink Himalayan salt. There are many more that I couldn't list for space. And Celtic salt has equally as many benefits. I use it for my asthma. It's good for that, as well as for lung disease and for allergies. I take 1/4 of a teaspoon, drop it under my tongue, and allow it to just gently, dissolve. And then I'll drink my water, because after I drink my water, having taken the salt, it opens my cells and allows them to be readily available to receive that water versus it's just going straight through me. I also use it as a nasal rinse in my neti pot for my sinuses. Works a charm. Wake up in the middle of the night with a sinus headache? Neti pot to the rescue. There is a solution made with pink Himalayan salt called solay. It's essential water that is saturated with this salt. The water needs to be so saturated that the salt no longer dissolves. The saturation limit is when you can see salt crystals on the bottom of the glass, on the bottom of the jar. They call saturation limit 26%. And what I find amazing about that, another scripture break. In the scriptures, in the Hebrew scriptures, the tetragrammaton, which is the representation of the Father's name, there is what they call gematria. Every word and every letter has a number. The number for the name of the Creator is 26. I find that so ironic, but I find it also beautiful that the Creator has instilled in this process the power of the number of His name. Now, your jar needs to have a non-metal lid, and you can take 1 to 2 cups of the small granulated pink Himalayan salt. There's granulated, there's some that are crystal size, and then there's big blocks, which we've used. And you want to add it to your jar and cover it with the filtered water. You need to leave it for 24 hours. You continue to add salt if the next day it is all dissolved, because you're still looking for saturation point, which is 26%. Now you can take 1 teaspoon of the solay, add it to a glass of water in the morning on an empty stomach. Or you can add 1 teaspoon to a quart of water, or you can add a half a teaspoon to every 10 glasses of water that you drink. Now make sure you drink enough water to wash the excess salt out of your body. Every cell in your body will thank you. Remember, processed foods account for 75% of the bad sodium that's in our diet. Cut it out and replace it with the earth salt. Well, that's my time. I promised you I'd make them short. Hope to see you again. If you like the content that I'm bringing to you, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribe. I truly welcome all your comments, all your questions. I really want to have a dialogue with you, so let's talk. I'll be back with tip number 8. I'll let the sources be added to the bottom in the description area below, and also some beneficial books that I think you might like on the subject. Until next time, I pray that you're having a wonderful day or a wonderful night, wherever you may be. Blessings.